Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back here to the Crash Course Metal Show. We got with us here our buddy, Hair Basement Brian. What's going on, brother?
How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for
You
having me
got
on
it, man. You
again.
got it. Another Friday night, another Foursquare. What else can we ask for? Other than it being maybe a little bit earlier than midnight. Other than that, right?
Yeah, it's not quite that late. It's like our fourth one, fourth or fifth. I feel like we've
Yeah,
done a bunch of
it's
these.
yeah, you've certainly been a part of the most more than anyone else, I would say. And so yeah, it's
Hmm.
probably our fourth one here now. So it's like number 9 or
Wow.
10 like overall. So yeah. Definitely. So, but yeah, we will get to well, actually, before we get to what we're gonna be doing tonight, Brian, since we gotta do the honorary picture here,
Oh
we
fuck.
gotta do the honorary picture here, Brian.
But what's the thing on Gene's arm? Like, what is he? Is he have strings on his arm? Like, what is
It's
that?
sexy lace, Brian.
It's no, it's not. It's like the remember those things when you're a kid that the can you push down on the string would shoot out, the
Yeah.
crazy string or silly
Or there's
string,
like
a silly string,
there's
and he's
real
got that on
cheap
his arm.
bracelets where you would snap. Like if someone was wearing them and you snapped them, that means you wanted to
Oh
do them,
yeah,
Brian.
yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, I guess that's the why I have all my bracelets intact. So I
Damn,
guess I
that's a
lost
shame.
that one. Yeah, I guess
So
so.
all right, so our
Uh,
Foursquare tonight, guys, is going to be Wildboyz Unleashed from 91, Asphalt Ballet's debut from 91 as well, Tuff from their debut from 91 as well, and then we do have Arcade's
mhm.
I guess 1993 debut album here. And now, Brian, you are familiar with all 4 of these then, correct?
Oh yeah, I actually gave a couple a re-listen just to refresh my memory. But yeah, I've heard all these before. I didn't have to run out and be like, oh crap, I don't know what this album is. Let me give it a listen real quick.
Okay.
Now
Now,
these
were
four I
you
knew.
familiar with them when they came out?
Um, Not Wild Boys. That I knew about
Okay.
more later. And Arcade I knew of and a couple of songs. But yeah, after that, yeah, I know them. Because I don't want to say too much, but I know the album. But back in the day, I didn't have the
Okay.
album.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, and for me, pretty much had most of these albums for years. The only one that I had the past couple years was Wild Boys. That was the most recent
Hmm.
pickup. But all of the other 3 I've had since high school. So
Okay.
they've been with me for 15 plus years. So I
Yeah, like
am pretty
Asphalt
familiar.
Ballet and Tuff, I had those albums when they came out on cassette. So that shows how old I am. Showing my age there with that.
Damn, Brian, you don't need to go that far now. Come on.
Oh, it's too late. I can't unsay it.
Okay, so Brian, we are gonna do the Foursquare how we do it. We're gonna give our rankings 4, 3, 2, 1, and I will give you the honorary to go first. What is your number 4?
All right, with my list, let me put up the albums here so I know what I'm doing. With my list, my 4 and 1 were probably the easiest ones to do, and I think 3 and 2 you can flip either way. I wouldn't be surprised if I change it right before I get into number 3, but easily my number 4 was Unleashed by Wildboyz.
Oh shit! Okay, all right.
I knew you're gonna I knew you're gonna say something about this, and I will say why. It's the vocalist, his voice.
Really? Okay,
He's
okay.
got a decent voice, but I don't know if it's the production. It kind of sounds a little bit like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks with a little bit of helium thrown in there at some points. And like one of the ballads, was it Forever at the end when he's screaming at the end? It doesn't fit the song for me. If like
Okay.
I'm trying to think of it, because the maybe like a Mark Turine, or there was someone else on the vocalist I was thinking of that would have worked better for the album than this. And it sounds a little nasally to me too. I don't know why, but the vocals like really didn't work for me on this. And I don't want to trash the guy. The guy's got a decent voice, but something was off with it, and I can't really put my finger on it. But I mean, I don't want to cry no more. I think that's probably the biggest song off the album. I don't think that's a pretty decent song.
Hmm.
Pleasure and Pain is pretty good. There's a couple of others. I'm looking here. High Tonight and She Don't Care. But there was some songs I was just like, all right, it's like okay. I'm not gonna say the album sucks, but it's not great. It's just kind of there, which I think might be a worse review of it than it sucks. Because at least if it sucks, it'd be memorable. So I mean, that's. But yeah, that was my number four. I'm like, it's like it's a 5 out of 10 for me. I really wasn't doing backflips
Interesting.
over it. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So,
I think the
we are gonna have it.
production was a little off too. Something was off with the production.
Okay.
I think that could have been better. It sounded a little
Do
too
do you,
hollow in some
do you know
points.
offhand if you listen to the original or the remaster? Do you
I
know
have the
offhand?
one that's on Apple. So whatever that one is, that's what I listened to
Okay.
today. Or yesterday,
Okay.
whatever day it was.
I would imagine that would probably be the remaster, like the
It does
reissue from.
it doesn't I don't think it says. No, it doesn't say.
Okay, because
Yeah.
my copy is the 2018 DDR reissue. So I mean,
Hmm.
that might have a little bit of a different sound on it. So
Okay.
but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm just thinking, because like I think the production sounds okay, like nothing crazy one way or the other, but like it's not like a negative to me. So
Okay.
okay, so maybe that might have something to do with it. I'm not sure, but we'll have to figure that out later. But so yeah, we're gonna be having some disagreements here, Brian.
Oh,
So
I knew that would be one of them. I
yes,
knew
it
that would be
is.
one
Yes,
of
it
them.
is. So my number four is going to be Tough.
I knew you
Uh,
were gonna say that. I knew
yes,
you were gonna
I
say that.
what comes around goes around, and just Tough in general. They're just there for me. Kind of like, eh, I like I said, I had this album. I remember specifically where I was when I listened to this album in high school. I was like in 11th grade, maybe. No, I was in 11th grade, 10th grade, even maybe. And I will say, "Wake Me Up" is a top 50 ballad for me. That is a
Hmm.
great ballad. I love that
Okay.
ballad. But when we're talking about the rest of the album, where's the memorable songs? Where's the great songwriting? Where's the great
Okay.
like where's the
Okay. Keep
solos?
going. I'll stop
Yeah,
you.
where is where's the attitude? So some of the songs here, like the first one, Record Pit Bridge, I mean, I mean, it's just okay. But at the
Mm.
end, we're getting like this weird funkiness or
Hmm.
like jingle rat maybe, or I don't know how you explain it, but like other songs have done that too. Like we kind of said that with like Danger Danger Screw It. They do shit like that at the end of the like one or two of their songs on that album. And it's
But
just like why? Like it doesn't do if you're
really,
gonna do
okay,
that,
okay.
if you're gonna do that, just do the whole song like do a song like that. It's just kind of weird, like just like at the end like that for me. Especially when the song is just not that good to begin with, and then you throw that in at the end, it's like, you know. So, but like
Okay. Yeah.
All New Generation, I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I get what they're tipping their cap to like Crew and Aerosmith and shit like that, but like I don't want to hear that. Like that's not why I'm here to listen to this album.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like I hate Kissing You Goodbye. I like it. I personally like it, but I know multiple women that do not like this song, this ballad, and they think it's kind of like forced or cheesy, kind of. And I get that. Like when they're telling me that, I'm like, I can see where you're coming from with that. It doesn't seem authentic, maybe. I guess is more the right word or term. But I mean, there's just nothing here. Even like the deep cuts, the stuff that wasn't really like singles or music videos, just not memorable. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, where's the attitude at? Like, now they do kind of get it once 1994 rolls around with Fist First. But
Yeah.
I mean, even then, like, I would prefer to listen to that album, but it, but with what comes around goes around. It's just like ah, this when people say hair metal had to die and they point to this album, I still give them shit for pointing to this album because like I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna go that far. But in the back of my head, I'm like, this is pretty weak though. Like, it's a
Really?
yeah, yeah. I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Tough. Like, I'll listen to that. I'll listen to this album over anything today. Like
Well, yeah, obviously,
on
yeah, yeah.
radio. Like that's not even a question.
Yeah.
Or anything grunge or anything. But when we're comparing it to like other stuff from this genre and from 1991, it's not making a top 100 albums list for me. Yeah, I don't know. It just this album just does not really do nothing for me. I visit it maybe like once a year or so, if that.
Hmm.
And like I'll listen to any other Tuff record as well before
Really?
this one. You know,
Okay.
it's just like I said, I like Tuff. Like I like Stevie's Tales from the Porn. I like that project. I like some of the stuff he did after the debut here, but like just that debut, man, I don't know, something shit's missing from it. You know, like I don't know, I, I don't know. That's just I think I kind of spewed enough about this album, but yeah, I just don't know. It's just my number four out of these four. So
Well, that's my number three. So I mean, I'll just keep going with it. Because
okay,
like I like Rocket Pit Bridge. I think it's one of my favorite songs off the album. I like
okay,
that change at the end of it, kind of like Midnight Tornado from Skid Row's debut. I like when bands do that.
hmm
All New Generation, I like, but I get what you're saying. I hate Kissing You Goodbye. I think it's a decent ballad. It probably wouldn't make my top 20. It wouldn't even close my top 20 ballads.
okay,
But like Lonely Lucy, and I can't remember how that went off the top of my head. So Many Seasons, I think, is good. I'm looking at the list right now. Good Guys Wear Black. I like Spit Like This. Okay, but yeah, there's some songs that are like, all right, I get why people feel like the market's flooded, kind of thing.
yes,
And there's
that
a
yeah
few,
that's the term I was looking for basically.
yeah, and
Yeah,
there's a few songs there that yeah, it kind of like, all right, I get it. But there's some songs I really like on that too. I like again,
mhm,
Rocket Pit Bridge is my favorite song off the album. I love that tune. But
yep,
others, you're like, okay, it's like I don't know if it's called filler because I think the whole album kind of to a point has that like, okay, it's you got an album out that it fits the genre, but like you said,
mhm,
1991, so many way better albums in 91 than this one.
yeah.
I mean, for me
I
personally, it's
I
just
agree.
like I kick Tracy, Taiketo, Dangerous second album, Screw It,
hmm
Slave to the Grind by Skid Row. There's so many way better albums from the genre. And yeah, this is just kind of like there. Almost put it
Yeah.
at two because I had more connection to my album. So
Okay. Yeah, and I agree with you. And also too, like I do like the song, the final track, "Good Guys Wear Black." I
mhm.
do like that. I wish that's like the only song on here that really has any kind of attitude or grit to it, you know? And by that time, I'm done with the album, you know, like I'm like, "Oh, where was this the rest of the
Yeah,
album?" You know?
yeah.
But like you said, I like Lonely Lucy as well. I like that chorus in there. But there's good stuff here, but it's just it's just not one of my favorites, you
It's
know?
not standout. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep. Yo, what's up, guys? I just wanted to jump in right here in this video and say thank you so much for watching so far and for watching all the other videos as well that we post. And also, can you guys click the like button? You know, help us get out, push us out into the YouTube algorithm for all other metal fans to find us and to find this music. And also, fans that aren't aware that they're fans of this music and of these bands and such that we like to talk about here. And also, too, if you guys want to subscribe, hang out, build this community up like it used to be back in the golden era of rock and metal, you know, especially in the 80s and such. Uh, that's our goal here, you know, and it takes me and every single one of you guys as well to keep this genre alive, you know, and keep it prospering into the future. So that is a big goal on this channel. So if you guys are down with that, I have nothing else for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will get right back into this video. My number three is going to be Arcade and
Hmm.
their debut album. Obviously, we got Stephen Pearcy, we got Fred Coury from Cinderella. Now, uh, had this for a long time, and even back in the day, you know, Brian, I wasn't the biggest fan of this album. Now, I remember I was probably around like ninth or 10th grade when I found out about this band and this
Uh-huh.
album eventually, because like Saturday mornings, we used to go bowling, you know, like in a
Hmm.
youth league and stuff, and obviously when I grew up, went home as like semi-pro and stuff like that. So like bowling was a big deal for me. But like every Saturday morning, I would put on music on YouTube and listen. And one of the songs would have usually been "Nothing to Lose" from Arcade, and like that
Hmm.
song is just so badass. Like it is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, it rivals some of Rat stuff, if not half of Rat stuff, in my opinion. You know,
That one song?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
would put
okay.
that. I would put that up against any of like Rat's top 5 through 12 songs. I would say. You know,
Wow, okay.
yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it. It's a
It's a good tune, don't
standout.
get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It's a standout on this album, certainly.
Totally.
But the ballads on here are really weak as well. I
I
don't
agree.
like the ballads. Like now, Stephen Pearcy just isn't a ballad guy. You
No.
know, but I mean, I will say, the ballad off of Detonator is really good, "Giving Yourself Away." Like,
Yeah.
that is Piercy's, like, prime of ballads right there, and it's not
Mhm.
many that he's very good in, but that's a great one. But on here, though, there's not really nothing, like, Never Going Home's good, you know, Calm Before the Storm maybe is cool, Messed Up Worlds, I do like that, but, I mean, nothing to lose though. That's what pushed this in the number 3 spot because that song is still on my playlist, different playlists today after all these years, and just awesome. Uh, but like I said, the ballads are certainly weak. But I'll even go as this far, Brian. Another lead singer from a big band, from a pioneering band, released an album in his solo album in 1993, Vince Neil with Exposed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will rather listen to Arcade than Exposed. So,
Really? I thought you were gonna flip it. Okay.
no, 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 no,
Yeah, I
no,
get
because I'm
that,
not the
yeah.
biggest fan of Exposed, as you know.
Okay.
So,
Alright, alright.
so, but as because I'm not really necessarily talking bad about Arcade, but out of these albums, this is gonna go to number 3, and it's just not my favorite though either, you know. But Nothing to Lose
Yeah.
is absolutely amazing.
I just feel like with Exposed, what Vince Neil did, almost the same with David Lee Roth did when he left Van Halen. It was just continuing the band with different members. You
Yeah,
know, that Exposed album seemed like it was a Motley Crue album, but you've got different guys to play on the album.
right, yeah,
A little more poppy tinge to some of the songs, but same. I always felt that Arcade. I might as well say this now. Arcade's my number 2.
okay,
So I kind of felt like Arcade was like a heavier Rat with a little more ballsier bass lines in it. Pretty much what it
yes,
is.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
because like you said, Nothing to Lose starts off with that heavy bass, and Dancing with the Angels. It's, again, that starts off with that heavy. I don't know what he's using there, but he's definitely hitting that thing with a pick and just letting the thing, get all twangy on you.
yeah.
But it's got a heavy edge to it. Like you said, some of the ballads are like, Calm for the Storm I liked. Screaming SOS I liked. There was another one.
So Good,
I
So
I like
Bad.
So Good, So Bad. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did like that one.
I
But
feel like
like
that song just drags, though.
I felt that way with what's the other ballad? Shit, what's the other ballad? Cry No More?
Oh, okay, alright. Yeah,
That I
yeah,
kind of felt with that.
okay.
Like it was like, all right. But yeah, overall with this album, like I said, it feels like a little heavier version of Rat. Not too much heavy, but slightly heavier version
Yeah.
with a
Okay.
with more badass sounding bass lines. Pretty
Yes.
much what it was. And he
Yeah.
didn't do that on all the songs. I don't know what he did with his tone.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's playing with the like you can hear him playing with a pick like on Nothing to Lose, and that bass just sounds killer as it's starting off that song.
Yes, yeah.
But then other songs, it doesn't have that same twanginess to it and that same zing. I don't know what he's doing differently. Maybe he changed some of the knobs tone or something, or used his fingers. But yeah, you're right. That song alone kind of gives it an extra push for me.
Yeah, would you say a sleazier Rat? Because, I mean,
Maybe a
Rat
little
is
bit.
kinda
Yeah,
sleazy, you know,
yeah,
in
maybe
and
a
of
little bit.
himself. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair to say because I mean, it's Stephen Pearcy, he's not changing the way he's singing. So,
No, he
like
doesn't. It doesn't have to. He's
yeah,
Stephen
right,
Pearcy.
right,
You know.
exactly. And if you like Rat, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't like Arcade. You know, I'll put it
Yeah,
that
but
way.
I also feel like there's a difference enough where if you heard, I'm trying to word this right. Like Arcade has a different sound than Rat.
They do,
You
yes.
know, but I feel that Vince Neil's Exposed, the sound isn't that far removed from Motley Crue.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's that
Oh,
crazy. It does have a more
okay.
commercial sound to it, but like some of those songs, I can easily hear like what are some of the tunes on that? What was the big one? You're invited, but your friend can't come. I can
Yeah.
see that being like a single release from what was the compilation album they had in '91? Decade of Decadence, is that
Yes.
it?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it being on that.
Or
It
Sister
just
of Pain or something.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay. And that's kind of a weird thought because, like, at first I was gonna say, "Oh, disagree with you," but I was gonna say Warren DeMartini and Robin Crosby do have a very certain sound, but so does Mick Mars though as well. Has a certain tone and sound to his songs, like than just to try to replace him like Vince Neil did on Exposed.
What's up, everybody? This is Jaron Galino from Lynch Mob and Heaven's Edge, and you're watching the Crash Course Metal Show with my boy, Trevor Crash Knight. Crank it.
All right, my number 2 here, Brian, is going to be Wildboyz
I
Unleashed.
had a feeling.
Now, like I said, I picked this up a couple years ago. I liked it. I was impressed with it. But when I revisit this album or a couple singles off of this on like some playlist of mine and such, I am like, damn it, this is good. Like it keeps growing on me. This album keeps growing on me. Now, Pleasure and Pain's cool. Don't Want to Cry No More, like you said, was a single. Very catchy, very melodic, very digestible for your like your normal music even listener, mainstream person. But I'm on my way is like a very interesting, upbeat, just feel good song. Like I don't know any other song that has that kind of like vibe to it, like as far as playability to where anyone can listen to it and just feel awesome. Like why are you listening? Now I will agree with you on Forever. The the vocals are kind of high and seem forced at times and not in a good way. Uh but overall I can dig it. Now I think the one of my favorite songs on here is Roll the Dice. I love that song. I think that is really good
That's not a
attitude in
bad
that
song.
song.
Yeah, okay.
Like that song alone beats anything on Tuff's album. You know, like just an attitude wise. You know, like just in like, hey, we're here, we're playing this
Okay,
song, we're like,
all right.
we're trying to tell you a story here. You know, like that. That's I don't know. I've always loved that song off this album. You know, High Tonight, like you said, is fun. I like that. Now, I will say, you know, Take Me is an interesting song in and of itself because it has like a bluesy acoustic intro to it. Something like even like it actually reminds me of Great White's Rock Me, that intro. You know, it has that same
Mm-hmm.
feel, that same rhythm, that same beat. And then it goes into, you know, a nice, somewhat heavy song, you know, rocking song. You know, I think I would put these boys in 1991. I would have given the promotion to these boys instead of the promotion to I Hate Kissing You Goodbye for their music video. Now, granted, if you would have put them out at the same time, uh, they would have done jack shit because the next week or two, Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit, you know, comes out and it's over by then, you know. So I don't know. This album is, I think, gets overlooked. It is a forgotten album, and
Oh yeah.
it's just. But like you said, people kind of just think it's bleh because like there was a guy on X that we were talking to earlier today. Actually, he said it's a good album, but nothing spectacular. And
I agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, I can see why people would say that, but that's kind of like my view of Tuff. But a lot of people think Tuff's debut is what I'm talking about with Wildboyz. You know, like so like where we're having like a mixed signal there. But hey, I mean that's just great. I mean that's awesome. That's what makes hair metal awesome. You know, because like you have all these different opinions on like the same kind of even feel and look of a band, and it's just like something that little can be like drastically that big to all of us. You know, so.
Yeah, and I thought I had it somewhere where that guy said that, where he kind of worded it perfectly. I don't know where the hell it was. Shit, I thought I saved it too for that.
I know
reason.
you got like thousands of notifications there that go through. So I,
It's not. No, I actually took a screenshot.
oh, did
I
you?
thought I
Okay.
did to make sure I have it for tonight. I don't remember the hell where it went. God damn it!
Maybe
I mean,
check your photos there, Brian.
no kidding. That's where the screenshots go. Yes, I understand how the phone works. I don't know where the hell it is. Shit.
Uh,
But
yeah,
it's pretty much what you said, where it was like it's nothing spectacular, and I think it suffers even more so the problem of it's a flooded market and this is just there kind of thing.
mhm.
More than Tough, I think more than Tough, but I think both suffer from that same kind of issue where it was like, yeah, it's like there's a lot of stuff out there, and this is just another one thrown into the pile that didn't really stand out, at least for me. I mean, you like
Yeah.
it, yeah, hats off. I mean, you're entitled to be wrong, but like this album, I don't know, just didn't nothing really stand out. What label is that on? I mean, look
Yeah.
at the look. It's like it's
Well,
nothing
and
new.
that's what I was showing here. Like the look is similar to Tough, but maybe not as makeupy, not as glammy, if you will. I mean, it's glammy, but it's
It's
not
totally
like
glamming. I mean, look at it.
yeah, it's just not
It's-
powdered in makeup like Tough is, though. Not
I
as
guess,
pretty, but
yeah. I
very
mean,
close. I'm just kind of splitting hairs here. Very
what
close, but
what label are they on?
now this is the Demon Doll reissues, so I had no idea. I don't remember
Okay, all
what they
right.
were on before, but it wasn't anything like what Tough was on. What were they on?
Is that Atlantic?
Atlantic, yeah.
Yeah.
So like for what the money that Wildboyz had to produce something this good, in my opinion, I'm giving them props. And something like, and not every song sounds the same. Now there are maybe one or two that do sound similar, but like there's enough variety on Wildboyz to be like, okay, if they would have actually had like some money thrown at this, I think, I mean, 1991, yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy
That's
here,
that's the
but
other problem. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, I think there's some some digging to do on this album, like for people that are unaware, and I think there is some good stuff there. So
I
I
agree. That I mean, it's not like I said. The album doesn't suck. I'm not saying that. It's just I think it suffers more from the whole. It's a flooded market.
yeah,
Here's another album along these lines. I mean, again, if you show the back again, they don't. There's nothing like even the look isn't like, oh, look at these guys. There's something different. I mean, you look
I
at like
actually
a
have this.
Kick Tracy. They kind of had something a little more gothiness to them. Or if you look at yeah, I know, even them, it's not really like, oh wow, guys wearing leather jackets with it's something different. Like, it's really nothing different. I
Yeah, I mean it's they, Tough had the more of the Poison look, I would say. You
and I
know,
don't think they were like a Poison sounding band.
I mean
It was a weird.
the
I always thought that was a weird combination where they kind of tried to look like Poison, but really weren't that poppy glam like Poison. Some
mhm.
songs they tried it, and
Yeah,
I don't know if
and
it
that wasn't
really.
the good songs.
I guess you could argue that. Sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It was definitely. What's the one song? It's really like over the top poppy.
What Tough?
Yeah, I forget. I gotta look up the song now. There's
Oh,
one where it's
so
like
many seasons.
no, it's one even more poppy-ish than that.
Oh Christ! It's Forever Yours.
Yes. I mean, that's
Yeah,
almost like just bubblegum stuff,
yeah.
especially the yeah, that one's really
Once I
over the
get to the
top
once I
pop.
got to that point in the album, I'm like, fuck. Can we just end this now? Like,
That one alone is it's just like this doesn't belong on this album. Like it's
yeah,
just so like over the top, not pop. It's just over the top pop. It's just like
yeah.
what? It's even like a weird keyboard thing going on. It's like this just seems like a kid's song.
And that's the crazy thing actually, because like both of my favorite songs off of Tough is number 8 and number 10. The final 2 out of 3 tracks.
Mhm.
Like and just to get that far into the album to be like, oh, I love this song, and it's just like so goddamn long and sucks. If I had a
Yeah.
cassette, I'd be in deep ass trouble.
Yeah. Back in those days when you bought it, you'd listen to the whole fucking thing. There was no skipping. to fast forward and make sure it was the end of the song, and it's just the other song. It doesn't really know the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Brian, I think we have some differences in our bottom three, but
Yeah.
for our number one, I think we have the same thing here.
Yes, we do. Asphalt Ballet, their debut. It's a fabulous album.
It is.
Oh my! When you even said you finally had a chance to talk about these guys, I was like, hell yeah! I love this goddamn album. It's so good. I mean, it's again, we were talking about how this, the market was flooded and whatever, but there's so many good songs on this one. Hell's Kitchen's a great start. I want to say Soul Survivor is the one that got me to buy the album.
Oh, okay.
End of My Rope is a good one. What's the other ones? Hangman Swing. Goodbye to Yesterday should have been a single. Oh, there was another one that I can't remember. Had really catchy.
And those
too.
last three that you just mentioned were deep cuts.
Yeah. Just so many goddamn good.
Tuesday's Rain was a music video.
Tuesday's Rain's a good one. Unlucky Mr. Lucky. There's so many good songs on this one.
It is.
And it's just like again, the same old. It's 91. Too late to the party. If it came out a couple of years earlier, maybe it would have been bigger. But yeah, it's such a good album. I got to actually see these guys live in a club.
Really?
To promote this, to promote the debut.
That's
good live band too. Yeah, really good live band.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Bro, ever since I bought this album, I think I was a senior in high school or I just graduated. I got this. Fuck me, man. This was awesome. Like, I love this album. Like, this is, I don't visit it as much as I should, I would say.
I think I'm with you on that too.
But man, that doesn't take anything away from what I want to say about it. Yeah, like it's just absolutely awesome. Like, it's weird because like nothing glammy about it at all. Their look, the sound, it's blues. I even kind of have a issue saying it's sleaze metal or like it's sleaze because it's dirty, but it's more on the blues.
I don't think it.
Hard rock and sleaze.
Yes. I don't think it's sleazy. It's more bluesy.
But there's a dirtiness though to it. At the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But man, it's not like it's not hepatitis covered in tattoos, kind of sleaziness.
Needles.
I don't think it's that.
Needles on the
bluesy,
stage
like,
there.
Yeah, we're kind of going to our roots, dirtiness.
Yes, and that's why, and that's what we got a lot of in '91 as well. '92, like in the last breath of hair metal. That's what we got a lot of, and that's why I absolutely love about it. So, I mean, I'm with you, dude. Like a lot of the deep cuts on here are fucking good. Blue Movie is like a fucking, I don't even know how to explain it, like a hard jazz song, like a hard mid-tempo jazzy bluesy feel, like it's just absolutely awesome. Hair metal guru would have a fit because it has horns in it. So yeah, we can't have that. but dude,
no horns in metal. All right, got
it. The horn metal guru, but Tuesday's Rain, man, like that song is amazing. Whenever that comes on, you got to turn that up or play it twice. Well, one or the other. Like it's one of my favorites. So yeah, I mean, Gary Jeffrey sounds good. Now, tell me real quick, what do you think of Pigs, the second album, without Gary?
I don't like it as much, but I think it's a decent album.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you.
I don't think it's close to this debut. I like the debut a lot. Yeah. I mean, the second album, Pigs is good, but I don't know, this debut, just they knock it out of the park on this one.
Yeah, I agree. Blood on the Highway, that's another one that's an absolute banger on this album.
Yes.
Blood on the Highway was the first song that I ever heard from Asphalt Ballet on YouTube.
Oh, really?
And I was like, fuck, dude, this is awesome. And then to actually my surprise, when I bought the album, then there's nothing really else that sounds like Blood on the Highway on this. It sounds like it, but that's probably actually the heaviest song or the fastest song on the album. But that takes nothing away from the rest of this album. It's just absolutely melodic bluesiness, greatness, like dirtiness. Like it's awesome.
Yeah. Because when I got it, I remember like the first two tunes I played the hell out of. I kind of listened to the album on a decent amount, but it wasn't like, top tier. But more recently, just revisiting this thing, it was just like, God damn, every song on this album is really fucking good. Holy shit.
It is. It's a goddamn shame, Brian. Brian, my man, this has been a great Foursquare though. Well, we had some differences, but we had a clear cut number one, and I think like we knew that like kind of right from the start. But I think we had a pretty good idea of that before we came in, but certainly cemented and certified now. So, Brian, my man, thank you so much for coming on. Can you tell everyone where they can find you at?
Definitely. Well, you can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Always talking music there. And download the Station Head app. I got a show every Friday night where I play the deepest of tracks from this genre. Definitely check it out if you like this genre of music and you're sick of hearing the same damn songs. Pour Some Sugar on Me, Here I Go Again, Dr. Feelgood, you know, the
Living on a Prayer.
billion times, Living on a Prayer, all that stuff. I don't play any of that. I play the deep shit. So even from the big bands, I'll play the deep songs that you don't hear on the radio anymore. So definitely check it out on Fridays. If you miss it, you can. I record the shows on the app. You can always check it out there as well.
All right, good deal, Brian. Thank you so much, man, for coming on again.
Thanks again for having me on.
Got it. So, guys, let us know in the comments what your ranking is of these 4 albums in this Foursquared video. So, until next time, guys, stay out of that collateral damage. That's Brian. I'm Crash. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out this video right up here.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.